So, Jaya, today we're going to be talking about
Things not to tell your friend about in your relationship.
things you should not
Never
tell your
discuss.
friends
Mm-hmm.
about your relationship. And although it's relaxing and fun to talk to your friends about your
Mm-hmm.
relationship,
Relationship.
sometimes you say just to brag.
Mm.
Other times you're saying it because I just want to say something to my friends. I want them to think I belong. I want them to, put me in the league of those that know what's going on.
Yeah.
There are things that you should never tell them about your relationship just because you should not let them know. You
No.
should not tell them about these things, and we're going to be talking about them. Some things should
Never be
never
discussed.
leave the confines of your bedroom.
For
Some
no
things for no
circumstances should you
reason.
even open it up to anybody, you
They
know?
should not leave the confines of your room, the
Mm-hmm.
confines of your home, because there are things that should remain between yourself and
And
your
your
partner,
spouse. Mm-hmm.
yourself and your spouse, yourself and your husband, yourself and your fiance,
Mm-hmm.
yourself and whoever you're with, because it's supposed to be a
A
secret,
secret between the both of
both of
you.
you. So
Mm-hmm.
a secret in your relationship should remain a secret. And you should, for no reason, should you go out there and share with
You know,
anybody.
there are sometimes, like you said, especially ladies, even men also, they want to
Of
brag
course.
about it. You know, I do this to my girlfriend. You know, I used to buy her this Valentine just passed. You know, a
Hmm.
lot of bragging, like, oh, my guy got me a car. He got me a new house. You know, a lot of stuff that you are saying that to your friend or to whoever you're bragging to. And you never know what they have at the back of their mind, what their intentions are, and you don't even know how they are seeing you. That what is she saying? Is it because the guy has money? Is it because the guy is taking good care of you? Is it because the guy is everywhere, here and there? You know, a lot of stuff that we have to keep secret, as it's supposed to be secret within you and your spouse. You know, so.
Yeah. So just like she said, we all have different reasons why we go about telling our businesses to our
Mm-hmm.
friends. Sometimes because we trust them more than our
More,
partners.
yeah.
Other times because whatever issues we're having with our partners, we have not gotten over it. Because if you're telling your friends about some things, it's probably because you're not over
Over
it yet
it.
and you haven't talked it through with your partner. That's what we're trying to say. There are certain things. Now, maybe your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your husband is so amazing that they've done some amazing thing. Like, you know what? I just can't help it. I
I
just
just
want
have
to
to say it.
share.
I just want to share.
Well, that is left to you. But we're going to be telling you some of the things that it is advisable that you don't
Talk about.
talk about. And one of the things, one of the biggest things, before I even start, um, the biggest guru mantra, Shanakya said, never share your secrets
Hmm.
with anybody. It
Wow.
will destroy you.
Definitely.
Never share your secrets with anybody. It will destroy
Secret
you.
is meant to be secret and not what you broadcast about.
That's why it's called secret.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be between two people or
Hmm.
between just you or just you holding on to whatever it is
Yeah.
that is your secret. Because when it gets out there,
It's no longer secret.
it's no longer a secret. You tell one person and that, and you've heard people say, if you tell a couple anything, if you
Uh-huh.
tell a married person anything, you've told the couple. And
Mm-hmm.
God bless you,
Definitely.
the other person who
As
is the
best
couple
friend.
as a best friend, and before
Best
you
friend
know
tells
it,
best friend.
and maybe you're my best friend and I'm not your best friend. I have
Uh-huh.
a different best
Best
friend,
friend.
and I
Then
tell,
the,
and
the
that's how
story
it
keeps
starts.
going.
And then it keeps, building and building and building, and it goes out and it
That's
becomes,
right.
and it's out there, and everybody knows your business. And one of the things that you should not discuss with your friends about your relationship, about your partner,
Mm,
is money.
definitely. That's number one.
Money.
Mm.
Whether you're doing well or
Or not.
horribly, it is none of your friends' business.
Business. No,
Whether
definitely
your
not.
partner earns or how you pay the bills every month, it is none of their business. And that is one thing that a lot of people don't know how to keep quiet about.
Mm.
Oh, I make so amount of money. Do you know how much I make? This
Mm.
is what I make. So every month, this is what goes to this. This is what my partner doesn't even put this on the table.
They
He
even
doesn't
go
even make
ahead
much.
and
He doesn't.
broadcast about how they spend money.
Yes.
what they get with their money, what their spouse gets for them as a gift, and a lot of stuff, you know.
Let's not even go to the gift part, yeah, because it's a gift. So let's still wait a
Wait.
bit. Let's still talk about the whole idea
The
of paying
money.
bills. I make $100,000 every year. Oh, my spouse, which is probably a man, makes $40,000 every year. So I'm telling my best friend, bestie, guess who pays the bills?
I pay the
I
bill.
pay the bills because I make more money than he does. You think your best friend is going to respect your husband?
No, never.
No,
That's not
she's
gonna happen.
not.
You
Because
are
of how
just
you have presented
that is
him
it.
to
You
your
just
friend.
bring your husband down. That was what you just did. Just brought him down drastically. Because by saying that, what reputation are you building for him?
Yes.
How do you want your friends to talk about
It's
him, to
none of your
see him?
friend's business. I
They
just
do
don't
not
think it's,
have business
honestly
to
speaking,
do.
I don't think it's business. How much you make, how much your husband makes, how much your wife makes, how you pay the bills.
No,
Money
shouldn't
is
be.
a very, very, very touchy subject. And in this society, it is best that you stay on the right side of it, like you stay on the right lane of discussing money. Because when you begin to put your business out there, and you begin to tell people, "Oh, this person makes this amount of money, and that this is how much I make, and this is how much he makes, and this is this, blah, blah,
That's no
blah,"
longer. That's not good.
he's going to bite you. He's going to come back and bite you because these people will constantly have something to say about it, and it's not going to be pleasant because, again, it is none of their business. It's not the business of your friend. It's not the business of whoever you're hanging out with. It is yourself and your partner's business. Your money, how much you make, how much he makes, how much she makes, is both of your business, is nobody else's business. And when you begin to bring others into that business, oh, we make so much money. I make 100 and something. My husband makes 200 and something. We're very rich.
No,
You put yourself
that's a
out
very bad
there.
attitude.
You put yourself in danger because talking about your
Your money in
how
public
much you
to
in
your
pub.
friends, you don't know their intentions,
Oh yes, you don't know their intentions, and it can be horrible for you.
and they might not even be happy with you getting married at
Yes,
first.
you know. I'm not going to say too much, but I'm going to say I just watch a snippet of two friends do something to themselves. These are very close friends. One happens to be like she happens to be, higher. She has a better job, higher position. This other person has a good job, but the position is different.
Different, definitely.
And this one with a lesser position will always say, well, you're the one making this amount of money. You're the one with the this. You should be the one to pay the bills today because you make it. And she's
That's
like,
why
I work hard for my money. If I want to pay
all
anything
this
around this
bill,
table,
I
if we're
make,
buying drinks and I'm
I
paying,
calculate before
it's,
spending.
it's because I want to. Don't push it on me
For
because you
me.
think I make so much money and I have a husband and oh you're not married and that's none of my. And
Business.
I blame her because she's the one that put her business out there. You're the one that let
Okay.
her know, oh, I make this amount of money. And I'm the one.
So why is she angry?
Exactly. You should not be angry because you told her. If you did not tell her, she has nothing to hold you to.
Exactly.
And she's not going to say, pay the bills because you're in this position and you make this amount of
She
money.
made the
It's just,
mistake, so she has to pack it.
oh, yes. And like I said, it will come back and bite you when you talk about this, about
Yeah.
your relationship to
Let
your
me
friends.
chip in this too. One other stuff we should not talk about is the gifts your husband, your spouse buys for you.
Mm-hmm.
We have several ladies out there. They like to, broadcast and make everyone knows that the husband is really taking good care of them by telling their friends that, oh, he got me this last week, he got me this last week. And let me even tell you something. Do you know that most of the times some of the stories are actually lies? That is what some
I
friends
saw
fail to understand.
So I saw something on social. Social media is a beautiful world.
Mm.
I saw something
Another
on
word.
social. It's a totally different world on its own. I saw something on social media. I think that was yesterday. Valentine's. Everybody's all up in love in the hair, and we're expecting expensive gifts from her partners and everything. And I saw it on Instagram, and this person said some people have decided to go after their friend's man because of the
Really,
gifts
gifts
that he is buying for
for
their
the
friend.
friend.
According to, oh, he bought me this. And then you eventually realize your friend bought it by herself.
That is what I'm just talking
Because
about.
now you've stolen the man from her
And
because
you're
you
not
think,
getting the gift.
oh, he's so amazing. He's Mr. Good and he's spending all this money and he's good. And sadly, your friend has been the one buying her gifts by
By
herself
herself and
all along.
just
They're
trying
just
to
trying to
make
make the
the
man
man,
feel good.
hype
He's
the
a good
man.
person, and you thought,
That's what I'm talking about. And in some cases, some friends do listen to what their friend says that, oh, my man bought me this, my man bought me that. Then they go home and put the anger, the stress, and the
of their
pain
own
on their own
relationship.
relationship that you
Uh,
better buy me this, you buy me that, because my friend's husband takes her out, do this for her, give her money for her hair. And you don't even know that the friend does it herself, just like she said.
that's true. Because social media is so fake. We're all out there trying to, oh, my
Paint
man is the
everything good.
perfect, my relationship is the perfect relationship. If your relationship is not like my own, you're doomed.
Mm.
If you're not in my kind of relationship, you're dead. You're done for.
No, that
And
shouldn't
because of
be.
that, people place too much pressure
Pressure
on
on
their
their
own
spouse.
relationship. And before you know it, it's the end of it.
Mm,
They're throwing it away because
mm,
one person is telling you, he's amazing. He
mm.
does all of this for me. And just to piggyback on what you said, not just good gifts. You cannot tell your friends the bad gifts that your spouse. There are
Get
some
for
men
you.
that don't know how to pick gifts. They just don't know how to select the gift. They don't know what gift is good.
Yeah.
They don't know which one is.
They don't know what
They
their
just
spouse
don't know
might
how.
like.
They don't. Not because they're horrible. It's just not their
The
strong
way.
suit to to get gifts. There's some people that know how to trash their men. Can you imagine what he got for me for Valentine's Day?
Mm,
And you'll be like,
that's so serious.
okay, what did he got for you? I'm not even going to go there because if you imagine what he got for me, my friend got a 60 carat diamond ring, and this person
Really?
got a this carat necklace, and that person got this, and he got me socks, and he got
How can you also get our socks?
because you're terrible at picking gifts. Or and he got me this ugly sweater. If you see how ugly this sweater is, like I cannot even wear it. Or he got me an oversized shirt. He doesn't even know my size.
Okay, in that aspect, in that case, I expect the man to give the lady the money to go get whatever she wants herself. You know you're not good at picking gifts. No,
Well,
you
there are
should not
people
even
like
bother to do that.
ladies, we're ladies, you know how we are. 1 minute we're like, why do you always give me money? I want you to buy, regardless of how terrible it is, just buy it. And then you buy it and it's terrible. And I'm telling my friends, he's terrible. The
Mm,
jewelry bought is so ugly. I cannot
mm.
even wear it. Where do
Wait.
I wear that kind of ugly jewelry to?
Oh
But
my God.
but the truth is, this person is just not good at selecting gifts.
Mm.
That's not a strong suit. You don't go around and tell your friends he's horrible at
Mm.
selecting gifts. No, that's
The
that's
way you
not.
present your spouse really
It's how
matters.
they'll look at him. It's how they'll
Yeah.
look at her.
If you bring him down or her down, then
That's
definitely your
exactly
friend will
how.
respect your
Yes,
spouse for no
yes,
reason.
they won't. They will not. Another thing that you should stop going around and telling your friends is if your spouse doesn't like one of your friends.
Mm.
Say you have one of your besties and your spouse
Doesn't like her.
has already told you 1,001 times,
I don't
I
want
don't
him.
like you hanging out with him.
Yeah.
I don't like that guy. He's unruly. I don't like the way his hair is. I don't. She's
Mm.
told you this 101 times, and you have told her, you know what? I don't like that particular girl. I don't like the way she dresses. I don't like the influence she has in you.
Mm.
You've told her, and then you, as the partner in the relationship, goes back to tell your friends,
My husband don't like
my
him.
husband don't like you.
No, who does that? You
My
do
wife
that?
don't like you.
That's so bad.
And you expect
Your
her
friend.
to respect your husband, and you
Definitely
expect
no.
him to respect your wife.
No.
And whatever decision you make, he's just going, well, your wife controls you anyways.
Mm.
Your husband tells you what to do anyways. We that are not married, we should go and kill ourselves.
Mm.
And that's when you automatically begin to break your, or you might just be engaged.
Mm.
Are you sure you want to marry him? This person that's already telling you he doesn't like me and he doesn't like this person. And they would influence you. They will influence your action. They will influence your thoughts. And you don't want that kind of interference in your
No,
relationship.
no.
And even aside from that, if your partner knows that you told your friend that you didn't like them, that she didn't like them, it can breach trust. It can
Trust,
break trust in the
definitely.
relationship. And you know how hard it is to
To build it
repair
back. No.
a
It's
broken
very
trust.
difficult.
It is extremely difficult. So you don't have to make yourself go through that. You don't have
No.
to make yourself do all of that. The best thing for you is to not even
Talk about it.
You don't have to.
You don't even
Why
have
do you have to tell
You
your
don't owe
friend
your friend
that
any
you don't
explanation
hold
about
them
your
any
relationship.
exactly?
You do not.
And if your partner is telling you something that is of concern to him, I don't like this person. You deal with it with him. Tell
There
me
should be
why.
exactly. There should be a way you ask
Yeah.
your spouse.
Rather
Okay,
than
why
going
do
about
you?
and telling your friend, my guy
No,
don't like you,
no,
my
no.
fiance don't like you, and this, and then you begin to cause trouble in your relationship
Relationship.
because now you have number one enemy
Enemy.
outside them.
One other thing is your intimacy with your spouse. You should never
Mm.
discuss that.
Oh
You know, we have
yes.
some ladies that do discuss about their spouse to their girlfriend or boyfriend, and oh, he's so
Men
good
do
in
it the
bed.
more, you
Oh,
know,
he's so
right?
good. Yeah, men they tend to brag about it, which
Because I
is
think
very, very
it's
bad.
it's a thing of pride.
We hype
Oh,
them.
I make my woman come 20 times. I
No.
make my man did this. I
Uh,
make my and
Maybe
it's
in a movie,
huge to them.
maybe in a movie or something. I watched. I think it's in a movie. You know, the guy was telling the friend, "Oh, my baby's this, the physique. Oh my God, she's so good in bed. She knows how to give this, how to do that." And the friends were like, "Oh, you mean that girl? And she looks innocent." You know, when they are discussing, the guy thinks the friends are enjoying his stories. He never knew that they have something else in mind,
Well, they all wanted a piece of
a piece
that.
of the cake. So immediately finished talking about the girlfriend and like the friend kind of I know how to catch this lady. I also have to take my own national cake,
Hmm.
take my own piece of the cake. And before hug the girl just to have the taste and
Of what their
feel
man
what the
has
man
always said. Yeah, that
because
can happen.
you don't have to say that in the presence
Hmm.
of your friends for no reason. You do
I
not.
don't. I really don't get. I don't understand the idea of telling your friends about the intimate part of you. I really don't get it
You should
because
not.
it's supposed to be. It's called intimate for a reason.
Mm.
It's supposed to be between both of you. So if we're having relations, we're having sex, we're making love, and it is total and utter
Very wrong.
disrespect to go to your friends and say this because number one, visuals.
Mm. What they see or what they hear.
They imagine from what they see.
Mhm.
So you've told your friends about how awesome she is and how you grab this and how you grab that and this is what makes you tick. And she walks into the room. That's the first thing that registers to them. Oh, I see why. Oh, okay. I got you.
Mm.
I see the
I
things
got
that
this.
yeah. I see the things that you're enjoying
Mm.
because you give too much details to them.
Too much information about your spouse,
Yes.
which
And
is
it's not
very,
just
very
men
bad.
too. Ladies do it. Oh my god. You
The
know, I had
guy's
a
so
friend.
good.
I've had
He
crazy
knows
friends.
how to take you to cloud nine. You
I
just
had a
brag about
friend
your
and
spouse.
she would not stop. Oh, this guy's so good. Like this
Mm.
is the inch that he has. And she would I'm telling
Really?
you, she would give us details and we'd be like,
And you are there listening, Bisola.
girl. She would just because that's who she is as a person. And that's how she
Mhm.
brags. And that's how she thinks, that's how she measures the success of a relationship.
No.
Probably to her, physical touch is a love language. And she thinks when my man touches me, he shows me how much he loves me.
Mm.
And when he does it good, it shows how much he
He
really,
really
really
loves
loves
me.
me. So when she's speaking to us, she's saying it with so much pride.
Mm.
So when the guy comes in, the first thing that registers to our mind is,
Hmm.
okay, Lord Jesus, help us. Because you can almost imagine what they do.
Mhm.
That is horrible.
That's his
Say we're horrible friends and we're having horrible relationships and we're not getting satisfied with our
Mm.
partners. We begin to think about
Think.
things. Okay, maybe
Then
let's
you
try
begin to
him.
measure your spouse.
Yes.
You begin to talk to your spouse anyhow. You
Yes.
begin to make them feel inferior, or feel less of a man.
And intimate details too can be on the wrong side too. He's
Mhm.
so horrible in bed. Like, oh my God, I've never met Ben with a man that is that horrible. And people do that. They tell
They
their
do
friends.
that. They do
And then
that.
they go out, and then you come back. You're supposed to be in a relationship with somebody, and your friends ask me, how did it go? How did it try you? I'm like, oh, it's horrible. And then you want to
What's
bring him next
in the
time?
first place? What led to that conversation that your friends
Oh, we're besties.
will be asking you how did it go?
Because we're besties, that we're supposed to share stuff like that. And that's the problem that a lot of people themselves in. They pledge themselves to these relationships with people that eventually lead to their own downfall
Downfall.
in their other relationship. Because we're besties, we love each other. We're supposed to tell ourselves everything.
No.
So now I have to tell you about how bad my husband or my wife or my fiance or my boyfriend is in bed because we have a pledge to each other. Hell no. You should never do
What
that.
kind of friendship is that?
Friendship that tells themselves everything, which is horrible.
Hmm.
Another thing that you should not talk about with your friends, and this is for married people, is stories about your in-laws. Some people just think every time I am feeling terrible, the next thing to talk about is how terrible my in-laws are. I'm sorry that you have a terrible in-law.
They forgot in the first place that when you got married, you did not just get married to your spouse.
husband, you married the family.
You married the whole family.
Everybody in that family.
So you now bringing your families, your in-laws down in the presence of your friend. For Christ's sake, what kind of friendship did you guys keep to that extent then exposing your in-laws? So I just don't know how to call
It's
that.
because some people don't know how to shut up.
That is
I, for one,
talking too much,
I
right?
have told, I say to people, I have said it a lot. People that do know me know this. I don't know how to make small conversations. Like, you come to me and say, hey, how you doing? And then you make small talks. I don't know how to do it. It's either I want to talk to you, or I don't talk to you at all. So I'm not going to come to you and try to use my flaws, my own challenges, my weaknesses to be friends with you.
Talk of the table.
Nah, I'd rather keep my mouth shut and watch you all tattle and say stuff about yourself rather than me putting myself out there. Because the truth is, when it's out there, it's out there. And then because some people, try so hard, and maybe that's why I don't have a lot of girlfriends. I just have few people in my circle. A lot of people try so hard to keep the relationship with your girlfriend, keep the relationship with your boyfriends. Oh, we're guy friends, we're dudes. And then they put themselves in that situation where they continue to share about their family, share about their loved ones, because they desperately want to keep that dude bond,
Friendship,
that girlfriend bond, that we're besties bond. So they share things they should not be sharing. So you're there talking about your in-law. My in-law is this person. She's so. And the funny thing is, when your in-law is amazing, you never say it.
You don't say that. And most times, some people do say it too.
Oh, it's rare.
Yeah, it's rare.
Because misery loves company. That's why you want to show how miserable you are, so people can pity you. Like, oh yes, I know of somebody that has the same situation as you. Oh, I know of this person that does the same thing, and then they can begin to share their own stories with you. So when your in-law is amazing, people keep their mouth shut because nobody's going to say anything about it because that person is amazing. But when it's horrible, everybody wants to
giving you advices and start telling you how to go about that.
Yes, and that's the problem. People talk about these things probably to just get pity. Oh, I want to pity me. See me, I'm hard.
To see what I'm going
through pain. Oh, see me, I am not doing so very well. Marriage is good, but I have horrible in-laws and the pity party.
And some people actually want to say that to deviate other people from getting married. To make them feel that marriage is a prison, is horrible, marriage is bad. When you're married, then all your freedom is gone. That's actually not what is going on. It depends on how you and your spouse relate. That actually tells if your relationship, if your freedom will be limited or if it will give you a free hand.
Yeah, that's what we say. Misery loves company. We do everything that we gotta do. We say things to people. We make
attention
to get attention, to keep these people constantly in your life. And the truth is, honey, I am not sorry to say this. Nobody cares. They really don't. So when you share your secret with them, they're just going to tell someone else and tell someone else and tell someone else and tell someone else.
And go from one stage to another.
Yes. Another thing, though, that people like to share with their friends that think, oh, it's fine, it's just this. I'm just asking for advice. Is their insecurities. I don't know if I trust my husband. That's me telling my friend. I don't know if I trust my husband. I don't know if I trust my sister-in-law. The way she usually comes around me.
The way she looks at me when she comes.
I think something is not right. I don't trust her. I'm telling my friends. What am I looking for?
Trouble, of course.
Definitely. And this person that you're probably telling doesn't even, she's not married. She has no idea of what's going on. She probably doesn't even have a fiance. Nobody's asking her out. And you're telling her, I don't trust her. What do you think she would tell you?
Definitely, she will want to convince you to make you feel the person is bad.
And then you begin
Definitely,
to think to yourself,
definitely.
yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe you're not right. Oh, maybe. And then
And
you
they
put
start
yourself
giving
in
you bad
dilemma.
ideas that can put your relationship in danger.
And it's really crazy. You tell people about your own insecurities. You tell people, some people just talk too damn much.
Mm.
You just talk too much. Talking about your partner's insecurities is not going to boost their confidence.
No,
So when you're telling people about this
it's
person,
just going to bring them down.
yes, make them feel horrible. So why do you have to constantly do that? Why do you have to even talk about it in the first place? Like, what's the whole point? What's the reason for doing that? It's crazy and it's sad, but these are things that people do. These are things that
It's
people
very
go all out
common.
in. It's common. People talk about it and they don't think anybody
They don't see
cares.
any bad in it.
They don't. They don't. But it's betrayal. If you don't know, it is betrayal. You're betraying your partner. You're betraying the trust they
Your
have in you.
trust.
If they're telling you about things, I'm not as confident in this. I don't think I can do this. I don't think I can
How do
do
you
that.
even expect your spouse to feel after hearing you have broadcast
It's
when you are not
insecurities.
CNN? You have broadcasting.
Or Niger Extreme.
When you are not NAIJAXTREME that carries news, then you have ended up broadcasting. How do you expect the spouse to feel?
They don't care because at the moment they just want gratification. They want
No.
pity from their friends. They want advice. They want all things that nobody's going to really care and genuinely
Mm.
give to them. And that is really sad. Another thing that we're going to be talking about is cheating. Um,
That is common between men. They cheat and they still go ahead and brag with their friends. Do you know how serious that could be? And after bragging within their friends, oh, I just slept with that girl. Oh, I met a lady. Blah 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 blah. You don't even know the friend you're talking about might get this thing out, and your wife or your husband will get to know about it.
Now, we are not supporting cheating.
No,
Nobody, cheating is wrong. It is
we do not
hurtful.
support it.
It's in fact, it can be categorized as a form of emotional abuse.
Mm.
That is how horrible
Cheating could be.
infidelity and cheating can be. But when you have cheated on your partner and both of you are trying to work things out, you've cheated on your partner as a lady and you're trying to work it out with your man and you're like, I'm sorry, I really love you, I'm going to work in this, I'm going to put it all out and I want you to trust me again. And then you go and you
And
tell
talk about it.
your friend,
That means you are not sorry.
that means you're a stupid person. I'm just saying. It just means that you're not ready to do what it
Change.
takes. Because number one, you put that person that is willing to forgive you in
Mm.
a difficult spot.
Situation.
Yes. Because you're cheating, you've cheated on your partner, you've done something horrible that
Mm.
nobody's supposed to know about,
About it.
that you're supposed to work hard with this person that you claim to love and respect.
Mm.
And now you go to tell your friend
To
that is
broadcast about it
utter
again.
disrespect to your relationship. And I don't know how people do not see that.
Mm.
I don't know how you don't see that it's disrespectful to talk about cheating on your partner with someone else, especially if they're willing to forgive you. It's a different case if you're asking people to come and
Help you to plead on your
plead on your
behalf.
behalf. And people do, and I'm talking from African perspective, where if
You
you've done
bring
something wrong, you can talk to your
your
mother,
village people to come and beg.
and your village people are not even ready to beg for you. Your village people are there to mock you. But you talk to your parents,
Mhm.
you talk to pastors, people that elderly people that
That
can
you think can
that
talk to your
can
spouse.
yes, talk to your husband, talk to your wife, and help you plead on your behalf, act as an intercessor. So they can, no, please, she did something wrong, he did something wrong, forgive him, forgive her. And then both of you can have, a conversation. That is possible. But if that's not the case, probably both of you have decided to go and see a therapist, then you're on the therapist couch and both of you are talking to a therapist, and this person said, well, I'm going to help you through, and both of
That's
you are
why I said
willing.
that's why I said
And
it's mostly common between the men. Because if a lady cheats on the husband, even if they have to say it, They would think twice. And do I have to say this out? How would people see me? How would people think? What would people think about me? But for men, they see it as bragging. They see it as bragging.
How do you brag that you cheat on your partner? How is that
Especially,
bragging? That person needs to be. How is that bragging? Like, how do you brag about cheating? How
you
is
know,
how is this something? I'm
and it's
curious. I
common
need someone to
between it's
tell
common
me.
between when the guy is married and he has
A side chick,
friends. No, he has friends who are not married.
and then you cheat on your partner. How do
I
you?
think so.
How? Okay, number one, you've painted your wife as you've painted your wife in a very horrible light.
Hmm.
They're going to begin to look at her. Oh, well,
I pity
something
this
is not right. I
woman.
pity this woman. So she wants you
Yeah,
to dream
he didn't even
about.
know. She didn't even know what the husband is doing out there.
So how do you want people to respect your woman? How do you
When
want
you
people to
yourself
respect your marriage
do not
when you
respect her.
yeah when you yourself all you do is brag and I don't see cheating. If you're bragging about cheating, then you're a narcissist. You need to see talk to somebody because that is very wrong and you're hurting someone intentionally, which is not
It's bad
it
though.
is very wrong regardless of what your woman has done to you, regardless of what your man has done to you. If you're cheating on them and you're bragging about it, you
Hmm.
need you need you
You
need
need
legs
prayer.
to be laid upon you,
You need
not
prayer.
hands. You need anointing, leg anointing to be laid upon you.
Oh
um,
my goodness.
there are other things as well. People still share like the text. People share the text messages. So my husband texts me or my boyfriend
A
texts me.
screenshot and send it to friends.
Oh, isn't that interesting?
So when I said I love you, say what he told me. Boom, screenshot and send to your friends.
If your friend wants to text your friend, if your
Mhm.
fiance or your boyfriend wants to text your friend, there are 100% chances that he would
Mhm.
because you probably have their numbers because they're your friends.
Friends, yeah.
So why on earth do you have to screenshot your text messages and show your friend? This is what he said. This is how he said it. This is
Mhm.
like what is wrong with our generation?
For real, a lot of stuff going on out there, and people are not seeing it as a bad thing. They
How are
see
they?
it
How are they not
as
saying
part
it
of
is about?
life. They see it as what is common, is normal. That's how I see it. I see it as it's very normal. Yeah, why can't I talk about my relationship to my friend? Why can't I talk my friend about my husband is doing to me, what how he's taking good care of me, just to feel among and to feel like you are also in a good relationship.
But do you know that it looks cheap? Because I've had people do that. I do. I've had people screenshot their boyfriend's messages and send to me. I've had people screenshot and put it on
And
their WhatsApp
Bisola,
status.
most times
It looks cheap.
those people that does that, they are small boys and small girls. You can't see any matured, learned, grown up past man do that. On a serious note,
Hmm.
someone whose mentality is very high, is on the high level, you go ahead and do that. You cannot see them do that. It's all those small boys, small girls, like they got into relationship because their friends are into
You know
relationship.
what? Let's not say small girls. Let's use immature people.
That is
Let's use the word immature.
okay.
Because there
Not
are people that
small
are in their 30s
and
and
still
still
not
do
matured.
exactly that. How people in their late 20s and still do that. And I'm
Hmm.
thinking to myself, if you're still screenshotting your boyfriend's message at 30 and putting it up on social media, who are you trying to please? Like, who are you trying to brag to? Because this looks crazy cheap. It's cheap. You it's not like you do it once to appreciate your spouse and say, "Oh, you're such an amazing person. I love you." No, you do it all the time. Every time he texts you something, you're screenshotting and you're posting on social media. Like, honey, I don't care. I don't want to know about it.
We
It's
don't
none of
want to
my
know.
business.
No,
It's not. So their text. I know that sounds funny, and people are like, "Oh, really? I should not do that." Yes, honey, you should not do that because
that's
it
your
looks
private
cheap.
stuff with
It's
your spouse.
yes, it is
It
between
has
you
to
and
be
your spouse.
confidential.
If he wanted to tell the whole world, he will go and write it on social media and tag you.
Hmm.
So it's supposed to be between both of you. It's supposed to be between yourself and your spouse. And if you've decided to broadcast it and tell the whole world, that says a lot about who you are as a person. That says a lot about your maturity. Because the truth is nobody cares.
And
They really don't.
some people even go ahead and talk details about their past relationships. How many
I know,
people they've
right?
slept with, how many relationships they've
About their
been,
spouse to their friends.
you know.
This person has told you this in confidentiality. Oh, this is my past. This is what my past is like. I've gone through abuse. I have gone through this.
And they
This
just
has
keep their
happened.
friends down and just start, saying a lot of stuff to your friends.
I have a
That's
gist
really
for you.
bad.
I have a gist for you. And
He
it's
just
like,
told me. He just told me what happened when he was growing up. He said mom used to scare the dad. And he said this, he said that. Oh my God, I think that's why he always looks dull. I'm the one who always make him feel lively when we're together because I just pity him. You just start ranting for no reason.
and then you're telling your friends all about his past, things that he's gone
That's so
through,
bad.
and everything that he's shared with you
Privately.
privately. And it's supposed to be a secret.
And your friends will be using that as an example
Yeah.
to our own friends. Like, oh my, that my friend that used to put on the brown wig. Oh, our husband went through the same thing
That
exactly.
your husband. And then when they come to you, say, "Oh, do you know this person? Do you know Tyona, or do you know Kenya, or do you know the person,
Tall,
the tall,
looking guy,
slim guy? You know him? Oh yes, exactly what your girl went through. Same thing he went through. See, life is short, and then they begin to use your life in your relationship as an example. And isn't it just?
It's so funny.
It is. And people come online like this on shows like this and say, "Oh, there's this person and there's this person, and they've gone through this and they've done that," and they share your life story because the story is
You
supposed
feel
to
to
be
keep your mouth
yours.
shut.
Because
Everybody
your mouth
has
is
their
open and
stories.
you
Everybody
yap
has
and
their
you yap, yap,
past.
yap. Everybody does. But everybody covers it. You see how your Bible say you cover what you have, you cover it until you show it, and you let it bloom itself. So you don't have to begin to tell your friends, "Oh, you bought me Gucci bag, and you bought me Louis Vuitton this." When he buys you a car, they will see
They'll
it.
see it definitely when you're driving it.
Yes. When he buys you something huge, you don't have to tell
You don't
them.
have to
They will
broadcast.
see it.
Definitely.
When your relationship is happy, you don't
When
have
it's
to do
rosy,
anything
they
about
can
it.
see it.
They can see it.
And when you are in pain too, they can see because it will be all over
Of
you.
course. They can. So telling them when they have not asked you is just,
Broadcasting yourself.
putting yourself into trouble. And the truth is they don't care.
They do not.
And just like, one of my professors was talking one time and she was like, she's a therapist and you know how therapists can be and your friends automatically think, "Oh, you're a therapist, you should solve all of our problems and everything." And she went ahead and said, "My friends will not stop talking about this." And she was giving us examples and I'm not going to talk about it because it's none of my business. But it just shows how much people share. She said, and then they tell you this personal stuff and they're telling her this and they're telling her that. And she's like,
Really?
"I'm not going to help you. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to refer you to a therapist. You go sit on someone's couch and talk to them. I'm not going to be your personal therapist with all this stuff you're going through. No, I am not going to." And that's the truth. People share a lot rather than talking to their partner and trashing it out, or both of them deciding to seek help. They just go ahead and yap and yap and yap to people, and then they complain. "Oh, I told you in confidentiality." No, you can't tell anybody anything in confidentiality. If it's your secret, it is your secret.
You have said the secret out, it's never a secret anymore.
It's not, no.
Because the person you just told has a best friend, and the best friend also has a best friend, and best friend forever. And the story keeps going.
And everybody has everybody. Somebody has somebody.
We all have best friend. Let me just tell you, don't tell anybody. I'm just telling you because you're my best friend. Do you know? So person just told me about this. What do you think should happen?
Oh my God, that person told you that?
That's really?
I know her, that girl.
Oh my God.
Wow. And I'm like, "Okay, I got you, girl. Hey, you know you're my best friend. I'm never going, don't tell anybody about this. Just between us because you're best friend." And your story would be on Niger Extreme. Everybody will be carrying your story, and CNN will know everything about your business
Definitely.
because you have refused to keep your mouth shut. And
Sure.
this is just talking in the extremities, but the truth is, what you say about your
Actually
relationship
happen
to your friends
goes a long way.
shape how they see your relationship,
Mm.
shape the perspective of your spouse about.
Spouse.
And when I tell people, you don't talk about your girl in a certain way and expect your friends to treat her differently.
It's
You
not
talk
possible.
about your girl with high esteem, that's how they're going to treat her. If you
Hmm.
talk about your man like he's the best thing in the world, he's the best person
And
in the world, that's how they will treat
you
him.
you talking about your spouse, even the good part, and you are sugarcoating it
Too much
too much and making it look extraordinarily and making your friends see you as the only queen in the
in the whole
world,
world, which is not.
enjoying, which
And
is
God
not.
bless you if that's something wrong, they would crucify you.
They'll be the first person to say, "Really?"
So, oh, really? Ah, so it wasn't so rosy after all. So all the things you were telling us wasn't as true.
We see a lot of stuff in the
We
movie.
see you, so that's it, and that's the truth. So why put yourself out there in the first place? Why even tell them anything?
Why do you
If
have
it's
to
rosy, let
say
it be rosy. You don't have to. You don't have anything to. You don't owe them any explanation.
explanation?
That's one
That,
thing you should always keep telling yourself, and you need to remember you don't owe these people any explanation. You don't owe them anything. It
mm,
is your relationship, and however you choose to handle it
it's
is
best to you.
your.
It's yours.
Yes, it is it is your decision. You don't
Mm.
owe them nothing, and you should not act like you owe them, because when you tell them too much and you stop, they begin
You
to think,
give them too
oh,
much information.
are you angry with us? Is there something we should know? Is it? But when you don't even give them at all, they don't have any basics to begin to probe
Suspect
and to
or
ask you
to
stuff
ask
that's not going
questions.
on. It's
Hmm.
your relationship, and how you deal with it should
It
be.
should be your priority and
It
not theirs.
is. It is your priority, nothing more. And lastly, we're going to be talking about one thing you should not, and you should definitely not talk about with your friends is their oddities.
Mm.
How odd they are. There are people that, you know, they do weird things. There are people
Awkward
that,
stuffs.
yes, there are people that have weird. They just have
Attitude.
weird. Aside from attitude, just have weird liking. Like, there's some people that cannot sleep without
Cuddle.
stuffed animals, maybe a teddy bear
Well done.
or something.
Well done,
It's
Bisola.
just no, it's just, and that's the truth. You see, say you're my friend and I have a spouse that's like that, and I'm telling you, oh, my girlfriend, honey, my
You to
girlfriend
bring
cannot
his
sleep
pet
without
pet
holding.
snake.
Oh my God, you're horrible.
Oh my goodness, Bisola.
Oh, my girl cannot sleep without her teddy bear. That's something that she holds dear to herself. It's a hard
Hmm.
it is, but that's who she is.
Hmm.
And you can only see her in that light
If
because
he's
she's with you.
if he's teddy bear, that's good. You can even still say that.
Oh my
But when it
God.
has
Oh
to
my
do with other
God.
stuffs, you do
What
not
do you
have to.
mean all this stuff? I'm not even going to tell my especially if it's a man that likes to sleep with a teddy bear,
Mm.
likes to imagine that. So you have a man that if he doesn't hug his pillow, he cannot sleep.
Pillow, why I'm beside him? Am I not?
I'm not saying you don't have to be beside him to hug his pillow. I'm just giving an
Because
example of
that
all these
is
things.
what I will ask such person when it comes to me to say, my husband, you can't do without having a pillow. Are you not enough to be a pillow for him? Because I don't know.
But see, that's the truth. There are people that have their oddities
Yeah.
that
I'm just kidding though.
I know you
Definitely
are.
there are people.
There are people that have their oddities, and really, it's a personal space,
Mm.
and you're only able to get into that space because you have gotten to a certain level with
With
them.
them.
So if you come and you begin to share with your friends, oh,
Hmm.
can you believe it? There are
Oh.
ladies that cannot dress. There are ladies that cannot sleep with clothes on. Like
Mm-hmm.
they want to be as bare as
Mm-hmm.
possible.
Or maybe your spouse snores.
Okay, maybe they snores really loudly, which is
Mm.
horrible. And oh my girl, it's like a trailer in that house. It is hot.
Oh
And
my goodness.
this person that probably has a boyfriend that does the same thing, or a girlfriend that smells like hell, and she's and he's not
Oh my
telling you.
goodness.
What makes you think you're not going to grow to begin to snore too? What makes
No.
you think will stress you out something and you will
and then
become
you
a
start
terrible snorer
snoring.
too. But you begin to tell your friends, oh, that
There
is
is
so
even a
horrible.
way
There's
to
so
correct
this.
your spouse when anything happens.
I am saying you cannot share with your friends.
Yeah,
And there's your
you
auditing.
don't
It
have
is
to mock
theirs.
them
No,
or make jest.
no. You don't. I don't know. Do you get points from your friends
This
for that or
this
what?
actually happens to those who talks too much. Because if your spouse snores and you see that, just tap the person, change your position. It might be the way they are sleeping and they are actually not sleeping properly, pressing their lungs or something together, and they end up snoring like that. Or maybe
Yeah,
they are tired. You can tap them to change their
and break
position
them up.
and not
Can you
can you
sleep in a
adjust
different position?
and not just go out there and
You
just
begin
make
to
them
tell your friends
pre-bed
snores
and
horribly.
you know.
And then you go to the altar and you want to marry that man, Abi? And
Mhm.
your friends will not be laughing on the altar with you. But I imagine how they sleep at night. Oh, yes, because
Oh my
you're the one that
goodness.
have put your man out there.
You put
What?
him out there.
Honestly speaking, your man can be the worst. Now, I don't tell people to overpraise their spouses. I don't. I'm not.
If you
You
want to
don't
praise, you
have
don't
to.
pray. It's not a must to praise out
Yes.
there.
Now, what I'm saying, no, what I'm trying to point that perception is everything,
Everything.
and what you put out there is what comes back to you.
Hmm.
How you talk about your
Portray.
spouse, portray your spouse, is how they're going to see him or her. So, if you, regardless of how awesome, of how amazing that man in your life is, if you put his deficits out there, if you
Out
put his
there
deficiencies out there is nothing
mm,
you can say to change
to
it
change it because you already did what
because
you
you
did.
already did that. And there is no there's, there's there's no level of how terrible it can be. If all you put out there
Is the
is
bad part
is
of
the
him.
great aspect of him, everybody will only see that great
That great
aspect of
aspect.
him because it's what you put out there. So that's why we're saying these things you should not talk about. It's oddities, it's
Mm.
insecurities, is the fact
Is
that she's cheated on
is
you,
bad
the
part.
fact that her secrets, the things that she's
The
done,
stories he has
the fights
told
that
you in
you've
the past.
had, her past, his past, things, the text message that she's sending, and she's telling you, I'm so horny, and I'm this,
Hmm.
and I want this from you, and you know what, I love you so much, and I can't do without you, and you're the best person in my life. All those things she's saying to you, and he's saying to you, those text messages that are personal, if you keep them to yourself
So
and you don't share with people, and it's
mhm.
just between you and your spouse, your life, your relationship will be so
Mm.
much easier. Because the truth is, it is none of their business. You
Business.
don't owe them an explanation, and you should never try.
They don't even have solutions for you.
They don't.
They do not have
They don't.
solutions.
So don't put yourself
They
out
will
there.
rather mock you. Even when you're saying the truth, they will just be laughing at you.
Yes.
Behind you, they will be mocking you.
Yes.
And while you're there, oh, sorry, I'm so sorry. But when you're gone, they'll start laughing at you. You
Airing your
know?
dirty laundry in public is a big no in relationships. But as long as you follow the simple rules of trust, you can be sure that your relationship will be strong and stable for many years to come.
Mm.
As long as you trust each other and nobody's talking about the other person out there in the wrong, you're not making people see this person in a terrible light. You're
Way.
not saying horrible things about this
Mm.
person. You are not telling them all of their insecurities and how
And
horrible the
opening
things they're
all
going
the
through.
secret.
You will be fine.
Mm.
Because the truth is, nobody cares. Your friends don't care. They're not concerned.
Mm.
You think they're bothered. They
No,
go home and
they
they
are
tell
not.
their boyfriends. They go home and they tell their
Their
girlfriends
husbands,
about
their
all the
friends.
things that you've said to them. So you want that to remain a secret between
Secret
you and
is
your
secret.
spouse. It is a secret, and let it be
A secret.
that way. So yesterday we've talked about, things you should not talk about with your spouse. We didn't take calls today. We did not take messages today.
We started a little
We
bit
said a bit
pretty
later.
late.
Yes, we're sorry about that. It was just some technical
Some
issues.
studio stuffs. It happens
Yeah.
at times.
Of course it does. We're human. We're able to make it. We're able to make it in good time, and we're able to do the show. For a minute, there was almost like the show wasn't going to
I'm
happen, right?
telling you, we were like, is
Yeah,
the
is this
show
going to
going to
happen?
come
What's
up?
going on? But we're glad that we're able to, come over and be here and be able to listen to you all and be able to talk to you all and get the message across. Your friends that are not seeing this, share with them and let them know. So they know the things not to be telling their friends because the truth is their
Yeah.
friends doesn't really care.
They do
Nobody
not care
cares
about them.
now. So let's keep our secrets
Secret.
secret. Things that are supposed to be ours, things that are supposed to be between us should remain between us. And it was
And
an
we
awesome,
want to say
awesome
thank you to
time
all our viewers.
share
We
today.
appreciate you guys
We do. Thank you
for
for
your
always
constant
joining
coming, always
us.
joining us.
Thank
We do
you.
appreciate that. And please do subscribe to our YouTube channel, Nigeria Extreme TV, and follow us on Instagram on Nigeria Extreme Media, Facebook on Nigeria Extreme, and Twitter on Nigeria Extreme. We are so glad to have you guys, and we really appreciate you. God bless you all.
Thank you all. Have
Thanks
a
for
good
joining
one.
us and have a
Bye.
good one.